Welcome to the new Lighter Life Finance channel. Today I want to share with you how to budget for ridding yourself of debt by using a strategy called the debt snowball or the debt avalanche. The debt snowball and the debt avalanche helps people to prioritize which debts to pay first and helps maintain motivation. The key difference is the order in which the debts are paid off. The debt snowball method is a method that pays off the smallest debt first, regardless of the interest rate. As you pay off the debt, you roll over the amount you were paying on that debt into the next smallest debt. It creates the snowball effect that speeds up the repayments. Steps to budget using the snowball method, okay? First thing you want to do is you want to list all your debts. You want to include all the credit cards, you want to include personal loans, you want to include medical bills, car loans, things like that, along with all of your other monthly bills like your rent, all that. So you budget all of it out, and then you take your debts and you organize them from the smallest balance to the largest balance. You want to continue to make your minimum monthly payments, okay, on all your debts. So you only put extra towards the first smallest balance. This maintains good credit score and avoids penalties and fees. You don't want to end up paying any of those if you don't have to. You want to put extra funds towards the smallest debt. So your cash flow, if you have money left over at the end of the month, you want to throw that at the smallest debt. You want to adjust your budget. You want to look to the budget to see if you can put extra money towards debt. You may need to cut spending or reduce discretionary spending. If you have a cash flow, cash flow again is just money that's left over after budgeting everything at the end of the month. So you have cash flow of $500 after budgeting. You take $250, this is just an example, you take $250 of that and you put it towards debt. And then you take the other $250 and you enjoy life in the present with it. That's just one example. You could do multiple things with your cash flow. You just got to remember though, too much cutting cost makes paying the debts off hard, okay? And you can lose a lot of motivation. This happens to me if I cut too much. I love Dave Ramsey. I think I love what he teaches, but sometimes selling everything, going to beans and rice and beans, not doing anything fun until your debts are paid off. It's just too hard. You also want to celebrate small victories, okay? Every time a debt is paid off, treat yourself to something moderate. It helps to boost motivation and keeps you on track. So enjoy. So I'm going to give you an example of the debt snowball, okay? We're going to give you 3 debts. So the first debt is going to be a $3,000 personal loan at 11% interest. The second debt is going to be a $10,000 credit card balance at 25% interest. And debt 3 is going to be a $15,000 car loan at 9% interest. Okay, you would take the extra $250, let's say you have $250 cash flow, and you want to put that towards a $3,000 personal loan. Okay, once the personal loan is paid off, you're going to roll that $250 plus the minimum payment on the loan, and you're going to move it to the credit card balance and start paying off the credit card. So that's the snowball method. So now let's talk about the avalanche method. Okay, so this method pays off the highest interest debt first, and then works its way down off of the interest rates alone. It doesn't matter what the balance is, it's off the interest rates alone. This saves you money on interest when you pay off the highest interest rate debt first. So steps to budgeting using the avalanche method are the same as it was in the snowball method, but there's a couple little differences, okay? So first of all, you want to list all your debts. You want to include, again, the credit cards, personal loans, medical bills, car loans, all of that stuff. You want to organize them. Again, this is the difference. You want to organize them from highest interest rate to the lowest interest rate. And again, you want to continue to make monthly payments, and you want to put extra money towards the highest interest rate debt. You want to adjust your budget. You want to look in your budget to see if you can put any extra money, if you can cut some corners somewhere, if you can, stop, like I mentioned last time, if you go out twice a week to eat out, cut it down to once a week. And you may want to consider getting another job, a part-time job like Uber, Lyft, seasonal job, something like that. And you want to keep tracking your progress. This keeps you motivated so that you can, you get to see the impact of your efforts. So now I'm going to give you an example for the Avalanche debt. So we have 3 debts. Again, they're the same ones, but they're going to be in a different order, as you notice, because the highest interest rate is going to be at the top. So first of all, we have debt number 1, which is going to be a $10,000 credit card balance at 25% interest. Then there's going to be debt 2, which is a $3,000 personal loan at 11% interest. And then debt 3 is a $15,000 car loan at 9% interest. So you want to take the extra cash from the $250 from your cash flow, and you're going to put it towards the $10,000 credit card balance. So once that credit card balance is paid off, you want to roll the $250 plus the minimum payment on that card, and you want to put it towards the personal loan because that's the second debt. So you notice that you're paying off a higher amount first, but a higher amount first, and the lower amount balance is the second debt you're going to pay. So that's the difference between the two, 10,000 compared to 3,000. So there's some key differences between the Snowball and Avalanche, which we kind of already discussed, but I'll go over them again real quick. The Snowball pays off debt the smallest to largest balance. The Avalanche pays off debt highest to lowest interest rate. So that saves you money. The Snowball keeps you motivated by achieving quick wins. The Avalanche may take longer, making it less motivated. Some people find that. For me, I am extremely motivated by seeing debt come off my books. But I have a person that I'm dealing with now who he's motivated by not paying extra or more interest to the banks and credit card companies. So that motivates him. And so he loves the Avalanche method. This question is, which method is right for you? So the Snowball method is ideal for people who need quick wins and stay motivated. It builds confidence, self-accomplishment, keeps you engaged. The Avalanche method is ideal for people focused on like the reducing the total amount of money that they're going to be paying in interest over time. And they have to be comfortable with the idea of taking a little bit longer maybe to see debt eliminated. There's some ways that you can adapt your budget. I've already kind of talked about them a little bit, so you can cut discretionary spending. Again, the dining out, instead of 2 days a week, you dine out 1 day a week. Shopping, when you go to the store, make a list. And in that list, you only get the things in that list. You don't buy the extra things. Subscriptions, these are huge. These subscriptions, you got Spotify, Audible, Peacock, Netflix. I mean, there's just a ton of them out there. And it seems like, like you want to watch Yellowstone and you got to get Paramount, but you want to watch The Office, then you want to get Peacock. And those are the only 2 shows you want to watch, but you got to buy 2 different subscriptions. Okay, so the subscriptions will add up. If you want to watch another show, maybe you got to get Max or you got to get HBO, or I mean, it's just endless. So watch those subscriptions, maybe cut back on a show. Maybe you have subscriptions that you're paying for that you don't even use anymore. So it'd be great to go back and look through your bank statements to see if you have anything in there that you're paying for that you don't use. You want to set goals. Okay, setting goals on how to pay towards your debt each month is extremely important. But you also want to know yourself and you want to be reasonable. So if you have a good amount of cash flow left over at the end of every month, allocate a good amount towards debt. If you have little to no cash flow, then you have to do something to get yourself some cash flow, okay? Because that's the only way this is going to work. It's the only way you're going to pay off debt. So if you have little to no cash flow, you're going to have to use a debt tool like a PLOC or a HELOC. A PLOC is a personal line of credit, and a HELOC is a home equity line of credit. That'll give you some room to breathe. You want to you're going to have to cut back on spending, or maybe acquire more income through those other, I mean, there's many means of doing it. Maybe you have a skill. Maybe you have a friend who does side jobs, and you can go help him earn some extra money. Here's some additional tips for paying down debt and budgeting. It's always good to build a small emergency fund, $500 to $2,000, depending on what kind of life you live, for unexpected expenses. You want to avoid spending on credit cards once you pay them off, because then you're just getting yourself right back into debt, okay? And avoid taking out new loans. The HELOC and PLOC are, there's simple interest, and there's a way that you can work those to where you're paying minimal interest by putting your paychecks into them and only drawing the money out that you need to pay bills. We'll go over that in another video talking about that. It's called velocity banking. So just some final thoughts. Choose a method that best fits your goals and your psychological preferences. The snowball method could be highly motivating. The Avalanche method saves you the most money in the long run. You need to stay disciplined, consistent, and have a clear path to become debt-free fast. So thank you. Thanks for watching this video. If you found this helpful, hit the like button and subscribe.